Hi parents, welcome to Advanced Art. I thought I would shoot a video just going over what I covered in back to school night in case you couldn't be here, or if you're like, what did she say again? She went so fast in that 10 minutes. So you can refer to this. So welcome to Advanced Art. This is a really special place really near and dear to my heart. I love my Advanced Art class. There are 32 fantastic artists that I have in this, and I'm really excited to start this school year. About 15 of them are returning, so that's exciting too. So my name is Lisa Scheider. I am your advanced art teacher. I also teach 2 periods of beginning art for the 60s. I'm the yearbook teacher, and I'm also the IB coordinator. So if you have any questions at all regarding the IB program or even the 8th grade community project, you can always email me, and I promise I'll get an answer for you. All right, so let's jump into advanced art. So I am going to run advanced art similar to the way I did it last year. And what I mean by that is I always start my class with a Bitmoji Classroom screen. And what this has is I post it to my classroom on the Otis class board. The kids know how to get to it. It's perfect. It'll have everything we're doing for the day. It'll have the links. Anything that they need will be on here. I've just found this was really successful. I started this when we were on distant learning, and I continued it even once we got back to class, because sometimes you guys are gone, right? You're gone for a long weekend, or maybe you're going to travel, or hopefully not, but maybe you have to go on quarantine. The kids are always up to date and know what to do. So I will have this, and it'll be on the Otis class board when they log in. What do they need for this class? They definitely need a hardcover sketchbook. We use that as a process journal. If they had it last year, they do not need to get another one. That's fine. They can use their same one. In fact, I encourage them to use the same one because it's always so exciting to see the growth between the years. The other thing is this class makes money, and I have quite a bit of money sitting in the bank. So I supply $60 of art supplies to every kid. So they will go ahead and research what they want for art supplies, and they can order up to $60, which is theirs to keep for the year. In addition, I have I have a bunch of supplies in the classroom too. But I just found this is kind of fun. My artists, advanced artists especially, always have tons of supplies, but I like them to fill in with what they think they want. They will also be checked out a portable easel that they can put all their supplies in and keep it in the class, or take it back and forth, create their art on it, whatever. So I have one of those for every student. What are they going to learn? It's different than beginning art. I think the majority of the kids, if not all, have had me in beginning art, where we really focus on the 7 elements of art. We don't focus on those because these kids have that foundation. So we're really diving way more in depth to different types of mediums and types of movements and all sorts of different projects. This is a very project-based class, taught at a very high level. So they're going to experiment and kind of do things that interest them. I even had kids who played around in oil painting last year. If that's what they want to do, I have that for them. How are they graded? Everything is 100%, and you guys are, the 7th and 8th graders in this class, so there are 4 IB arts criteria: knowing and understanding, developing skills, thinking creatively, and responding. This just kind of breaks down what things go into. Everything is kind of put into the process journal until they get to the final project. And I do everything on a rubric. Everything is on an 8-point rubric, and they always get the rubric ahead of schedule, so they have it and know exactly what is expected for them and what it takes to be successful. They're going to get a lot of in-depth skills in this class, including responding and reflecting on the process of making art. So let's talk about a couple sample units here. So I am so excited because we're back live, right? And now we get to do a unit called Where'd You Get Those Shoes? That's one of our first major units. They'll get some parameters for design, and they design their own original pair of shoes that are going to take place, and they'll do this in partners, and they will create a fashion show. I have you guys are going to be invited to come visit. It's all done outside. I have people from the district office, people from the community that come and judge this. It's really great. So they'll design a pair of shoes. One person has to wear them, and for the fashion show. And then they're also going to design an advertising campaign, which is so great. I haven't been able to do this for a couple years, so I'm really excited. Kids love this project. We get to do the haunted house fundraiser. So if you have an 8th grader, they probably went through it in 6th grade. If you have a 7th grader, you have no idea what I'm talking about. This is a huge fundraiser for us, where we collaboratively work we my year twos, which are the first year that they've been in advanced art, they designed the advertising posters, which kind of shows you this. My year threes, which are returning advanced art kids, they design the schematics, all the layout. We all come together, put it together, act it, and we have a haunted house, which raises about $1,500 in 4 lunches. It's crazy. And that's only at $2 a piece. Kids love it. So we are released right now to go ahead and do this as long as we follow all the mandates that are current at the time. So kids are excited. A couple other things, split personality portraits. You can kind of see where they're really getting into the fine arts. One that is a realistic self portrait on half, and one that is representational for them. Uh, Another one here is a night of art and poetry, one of my very favorite. A night of art and poetry is where it's a collaborative project between eighth grade language arts and us. They do a poetry unit, and then poems are chosen. And each one of my students gets a poem and they create an original piece of art based on it. We have a lovely poetry night where it features the artist and the poet. So, this is a good sample of a rubric. So, I'll go ahead and go to this so you can kind of see. Take a second here to go to Otis. So in my class, I don't just grade on one or two things. It is quite in depth. So if you're looking at the love between art and poetry, what I just talked about, we are graded on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different criteria. They will get 7 grades. And you can see this one right here is for how they analyze the theme and the power words to pull that out for their artwork. So you can kind of get an idea of what this looks like. And then here's one on their final artwork and how is that graded. And it talks about it, tells you what it would take to get the different grades. Remember, we want to be a 5 or better. So the kids always have this. We go over them all. They know exactly what's expected for them and to be successful. And this is a very high performing class. I definitely have the majority of my kids at 5 or better. Most of them are 6 or better in this. Okay. So I think that is it in a nutshell. If you have any questions, you can always email me, but I'm really excited to work with your artists. I'm even hoping to do a field trip in the spring, cross our fingers, to San Francisco. We'll take the ferry across and we'll go to San Francisco Museum of Modern Art. So I'm hoping to bring that back this year too. All right. Thank you for loaning me your kids for the year. It's always a great time in advanced art. Thanks.